welcome to the Daily Convo with your host, Big Body, Robot, and your boy, Wanted T. This is a weekly podcast with just two dudes being bros. Just a couple bros being guys. If you haven't figured it out by now, just a couple guys being dudes. So let go.
Come on, bro. Come on. Did you just drop? Oh, I can't even hear you. Oh my.
Does it get any better than that?
It could.
I don't think it can.
It can't. We're Scorsese.
We've peaked. That's the sad part about this show right now.
That's why I'm quitting. Welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Daily Conversation, a weekly podcast. We want to thank all of you for taking part as we take over. I am your host. I'm one of your hosts, Nabil Rabadi, the illustrious, the handsome, the top of the mountain, the king, the peak.
Okay.
And again, with me today is this one.
All right, look, dude. We literally worked on this. We rehearsed. We rehearsed that you had this elaborate title. Yes. I would also have like a pretty good title as well.
Yeah.
And you delivered a wet blanket.
I mean, it's still on you, isn't it? Do they not know what is your name? Are you not Juan?
Yeah, but like Juan the Great, the one and only. Many were called. Juan was chosen. The chosen Juan.
You live down south in a rinky-dink apartment, like
rinky-dink.
You
live with your mom. What are we talking about?
Okay, they're my roommates.
They're not your roommates. Your parents cannot be possibly considered your roommates.
And here's the thing: when we're talking about the housing market and wanting financial stability, I mean, I think I'm making the right move here, buddy. Okay, so I think the chat would agree with me in that living with my roommates.
Your mother and father. I even went proper. They're your mother and father.
Okay, do not talk or mention Mama and Papa's name. Okay?
I'm gonna tell you what I am gonna mention. Yes. Our fantastic sponsor, Carl Custom Creations. Now, here's the thing, guys. We were hyping it up last week, and I guess it wasn't clear because I had a lot of messages about it. Yeah, Carl Custom Creations. That's my dad. That's old Papa. That's my power ran for the Cajun folk. You know what I'm saying? The power ran.
Is he the one that gave birth to you or helped give birth to you?
I don't know. I'm not.
I guess
not 100% sure. Not sure. But cool. What I am sure of, if you're looking for a specialized tumbler, and you want to get anything you possibly want on it, or you go to your tailgates and you like to have a as I like to say, stun on them. You know what I'm saying? You want to stun on them. You go to Carl Customs, and he can just make any possible creation of cup you can possibly wrap your mind around. And he made me my own custom cup. If you go to our Instagram page, the Daily Convo, you will see a unveiling or a reveal, if you will, of this cup. And I'm gonna tell you, it does fantastic work. You got to get one, and he's doing something very special for us. Once those come in, we'll have that revealed. And the cool thing about it for our followers, those who love us, if you like it and you want to support us, our wonderful sponsor, you can actually buy the Daily Convo cups, and that's going to be really, yeah.
Stop it! Get out of here! You're a liar.
You will be able
You're a
to
scumbag. I don't believe you. Wow. You're the dirtiest person I've ever met. I regret the day I met you because of your filth, your rhubarb infested verses.
That's offensive. But Carl's Customs for all your custom cups needs. Check out the cup on my site. Check out. I do have a cup. Oh, I forgot the cup. I got to get the cup. I got to get the cup. Hey, just fill in. Okay, fill in. Do your job.
No,
Be
I'm
a host.
not
Shut up. I can't hear you.
Shit. I don't know what to do. I'm alone. Let's. Oh shit. I don't know what to say anymore. Oh, he's back. Oh, thank God. Holy shit.
Sorry, I'm sorry, kids. I literally just left. Don't
ever do that to me again.
I left Dad in charge, and you know how that goes. All right, so look at this wonderful thing. It's me. I'm the bearded one, right?
But I also have a beard.
But yours is not anywhere close to mine, right?
But I mean,
it's not.
I do like that DT,
right? Look at that.
You killed it.
Glorious. You got and ladies, those who love your straw game.
Gross.
You got a little thing there for your straw. Metal straw comes with cleaner. You got another, these little, see, let me teach you some things, right? See this little rubber ring around here, the O-ring? That thing goes bad. You get an extra one. How about that?
Carl just said he's going to knock $5 off if you mention the Daily Convo podcast. It's crazy because he's still charging me full price. And I've ordered 300 of them. That's all right. That hurts. That's interesting.
Yeah. That hurts. But that's our sponsor, Carl Customs. Daily Convo cups coming soon. We didn't say it last week. It says it in the intro video. I'm going to say it here, guys. Follow us on Twitch. I mean, it helps us keep analytic information to nerd out because I'm a nerd. I like it. I like the data of seeing who's watching. But truth be told, once you follow, you get alerted when the show goes live. We kind of concocted some crazy ideas of different things to do just randomly throughout some weeks, whether it be we actually play a game and scare the hell out of ourselves or whatever it might be, right? But and you'll be able to follow it right there. And Carl's Customs is currently on. Hey, if you could do us a favor and in the comment section drop a link to your Instagram and your Facebook, that'd be dope, so everybody who is on can see it and follow it.
And real quickly, I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Sis, appreciate it. Family, appreciate it. But we all know I'm the head of the household. Anyway, Tom, all of you guys, love you guys. Now, here's the thing. Before you go, I got to ask you. Listen, here's the thing. When we're playing online, I always like to just jump in the chat and just ask Juan a weird question. One that just throws him all the way the fudge off. So here's one for you, Juan. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When you're talking to people, are you weirded out more? Are you weirded out more with someone you're talking to that blinks too much or that doesn't blink at all? Someone's either blinking every half second, or would you rather deal with someone that just will not blink?
You can go either way. It's funny because I think the blinking too much is the thing that just throws me the hell off. You can blink not often, and I probably wouldn't know, to be 100. I would not recognize the fact that you're blinking. But dude, you blink too much. And that's gonna throw me off.
So somebody just deadpans, just no blink, just stares at you the entire time. That's not gonna do anything to you?
I don't think that's even possible.
It's possible. There's some weirdos out there. There's that all-Rabati person who I'm pretty sure just is a psychopath and doesn't blink.
Yeah, the all-Rabatis are kind of infamous for that.
Yep.
That's kind of like their jam, which is weird.
Chat, you let me know. Would you rather talk to somebody who blinks too much or doesn't blink at all? You just meet someone on the street and they're starting to blink ferociously at you.
We need to know.
Are you gonna be tripped out or what? Anyway,
I need to know. All right, man. So guys, actually, we're still not getting into business yet. I want to know. What did you do this weekend, man? Talk about it.
Well, I tell me about how everybody thinks they want someone who blinks.
Please blink. I mean, it's fair.
I would assume somebody who's not blinking has some killer instinct on their mind. Versus someone who's blinking too much might just be really on meth. I
agree.
What did I do this weekend? Oh my God, I had a super exciting weekend, Juan. Let me tell you something.
Oh God.
All right, buddy.
Oh God.
Friday.
Yeah.
I sat there. I worked out.
Okay.
I played video games.
Turn up.
All right. That's she got wild, guys.
Oh, man.
All right. Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I woke up.
Oh, shit.
She got wild.
Oh, no.
I went to the gym.
What?
And then when I got home, dude,
You didn't.
I played video. I played video games.
No.
This is wild.
You're an animal.
And then Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
You know they don't call it they don't call it fun day for no reason.
They don't.
So you know what I did?
What'd you do?
Woke up,
Okay.
hit the switch, I lifted weights.
Oh, shit.
Got home,
Yeah.
played video games.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what?
I'm not done. Watch the
shit.
Cowboys win. Saw the
Turn up. I don't know what that means.
And then after that, I doubled up on the gym time.
Oh, shit.
Dude, for real. Like, and then got home, played video games. What'd you do, bro?
Dude, that's nuts. I'm like, how do you find the time? Is the question.
You know, listen, when you're on go all the time, when you're in this type of lifestyle, bro, like you make that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like you're probably not on that level, but I'm in the fast lane. Okay. Playing the video games.
Video games. Yeah. My weekend was
Well, I'm not done, man.
Oh.
I'm good now. That was it. I wrapped it up. Go Cowboys.
You know how to hurt real feelings, man.
It that way.
It's fine.
It's
fine. I'm like your weekend. I had an action-packed weekend. Friday.
Oh shit, that's awesome. So let's get to the topic at hand.
Okay.
So we're talking about our weight loss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize.
I'm gonna go. I think we're good. I think we're good here. I'm gonna go.
Come on.
Nah, yeah. I mean, my weekend was action packed. Friday, I didn't leave the house. Went to the gym. That's fun. And then Saturday, there was just a lot of college football on, so I just did that all day after the gym. But then Sunday, I woke up and I went to the gym.
I feel like you're copying me here.
Huh.
I feel like you're really just.
Then I left the house because after the gym, I went to Shoal Creek Saloon. Shout out. Watched my Saints get embarrassed by the New York Giants, which was just depressing.
Gross. I'm gonna tell him on this one. Boo. Boo.
And Cowboys won't be famous. It's not accurate. He's full of it. Soar, Eagles, soar. What I'm talking. And then that night, video games. Yeah, I video gamed it.
Well, hold on. You didn't video game it with me. Who are you playing with?
Did I say video games?
You said you video gamed it. So
what I meant to say, I did some homework.
You did homework?
Yeah. So today's episode.
Let me just take a step back. You don't go to school. You don't go to school.
What was that?
You don't go to school.
Hey, we're moving on.
No, we're not. Why?
We are pivoting.
We're going to talk about this later.
We're not. We probably are. I'm going to argue about that
tonight. Go on.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, episode 2 is about our weight loss journey. Now, for those who've known me and Nabil for any amount of time, have known we
are slender,
very skinny,
very
tiny individuals. Just the
run up and down the court, homie. You got that.
Petite.
Yeah. Yes.
I think is how you would.
Last I checked, that was a size 2.
Yeah. We are large men. We take up some real estate. So this whole episode is kind of about our own individual journey through that, the struggles, the ups, the downs, and all that jazz. But I just think it's a good topic to kind of talk about, and also to have all those who are watching to give us some questions that you might have as we progress through this whole story, in this whole journey. And where I want to start off is kind of opposed to this question, and Nabil, just so everybody can get the format of this right, I'm gonna ask you to start with a general question, and then once you kind of get to that point, flip it back to me, and we're just gonna roll with this as we go.
You're starting with a question to me, and then you're gonna.
And then I'm gonna end up answering the same question I asked. But So, what I think we want to start with is at what point in your life did you decide to take that step? Because, like I say, I've known you for entirely too long, that some would say. And none of our habits when we knew each other were geared towards trying to be slender individuals. We were throwing back some grub. So
tanks on the battlefield.
Yes, and our body was right. We did both meet on Tinder. But yeah, so what was your thing? What was the thing that finally was like, I'm enough is enough?
So I'll let you answer this one for yourself, but for me, I've kind of always been a pretty big guy, right? I was a big kid. Just kind of always saw myself that way. And it's weird to say, but it's not like you're always telling yourself, all right, we're getting this right. Like we're doing it. Like, let's fucking go. Right. And it's constantly that where you either kind of see yourself in the mirror or you try something on, it just doesn't fit or whatever. You just go for it. Right. And that happened a lot. And spoiler alert for anybody here, right? Nothing is a movie. Nothing just happens once. You decide on it once and you succeed, and it's a montage and you're winning, right?
It's in a movie, dog.
Sorry, but it's ain't a movie though. And so for me, like I went through these perils several times, even when you had met me back when we worked at AT&T, Dell, and blah blah blah. And so this would be my second major like journey. My first one was really weird. So I've always been like super athletic. And so yeah, like it even at my biggest, I was like just a really athletic person. I could box jump to something that was like up to my chest, and I'm 6'4", 6'5", doing Muay Thai, running, blah blah blah. I mean, not as well as I did now, but I had went to the doctors, and when I went to the doctors and all this stuff, like he gave me a clean bill of health, knock on wood, all that stuff. And a weird thought kept creeping into my mind, because I saw my weight and I saw my health status and the fact that I'm really healthy, but I'm well over 530 pounds, 540 pounds at the time. And I just had this like weird thought that like you're constantly rolling the dice in your life, and at any moment anything could happen. You could have a heart attack, a stroke, whatever, right? God forbid any of that stuff. And if any of that happened to me, I cannot imagine anybody trying to help me, right? Like I can stand up off of a couch, right? And I'm 530 pounds, but I doubt anybody could pick me up off of a couch at 530 pounds. And so this weird like thought and this weird like motion of actions started processing through my brain, where I just realized I have to get it together. And one thing I'm grateful for is obviously my family. I mean, you see them here littering the chat room, which thank you.
Literally, the bodies are just polluting this entire stream right now.
If the air you're breathing feels a little dusty, it's us.
It's them. They roll deep.
And so it was one of those things and actions where like I love doing Muay Thai and I love doing all these things, and I realized that I would never have a chance at doing any of this stuff if I don't lose this weight. And so I started my first journey going from 530 pounds, 540 pounds, all the way down to like 380, 370. And that was my first journey, right? Like everything was amazing, sort of, right? It felt weird still. Things still felt missing. Because I realized like in hindsight, and we'll get to this next one. I'm sorry, it's such a long-winded answer, but I realized in hindsight that I'm not doing the right things. Oop, everyone's phone's about to go off. What's an Amber Alert?
Amber Alert.
Anyway, sorry everyone. But I realized I wasn't doing the right things, right? And I was just outworking my calories. I was just outworking my habits. Even when I was doing things right, it wasn't right. And of course, finally I was able to achieve some of my goals, but I kind of learned the hard way that those habits always come back. It's insane, right? Like those things that once held you back, if you try to avoid them or try to work over them, will still creep to the surface. So I had been in a relationship, and then I got out of it, and work wasn't the best. I'd gotten really sick at one point in time, and a lot of these things kind of tumbled in a way where my life had spiraled back to where I was before. And slowly I kind of kept regaining the thing I thought I had lost. You're never straying so far away from it, right? Like it turned into a scenario where the second journey that I had, the second thing that clicked for me, which by the way, like on that journey back up to gaining weight, it was not like I wasn't cognizant of my decisions. I was, everyone is. But finally, after moving to an area that I just didn't really like, being in a bad relationship that just didn't really make me happy, I kind of didn't really address it the way I probably should have, at least emotionally speaking, right? And then what was that?
Depression,
Yeah, it's fucking real, right?
Yeah.
You can't hide that shit. And so this year I had hurt my back. The disc in my back had been completely, some would say my back was blown out.
You dirty slut. You're a dirty slut. Let's not play games here. You got your blown. You literally just said you had your back blown out. How am I supposed to take that?
I mean, I would think there would be gradual steps to calling me a dirty slut before. Okay, anyway. So there was that. There was kind of like a small part of it was getting rejected by a girl. And so just those two things together, which was I don't want to be held back in life by just poor physical shape, right? Or the quality of my own physical shape. And then I don't want to be held back in a way that's just like this wasn't like really a big deal in that way. Like it was just a bunch of things that kind of just it just added. It wasn't the cake, but it kind of just was a cherry on top, right? Like you should never want to do anything in a way that like to appease someone else, right? Or it should be for you, but it just happened to have been a cherry on top, and that was like the right hurricane to just say, okay, that's it. I'm making this decision, whether I literally am ready for it or not. I'm going to do it, and it was those few components. It was all right. I'm gaining weight. I don't know, like I'm gonna cry here in about 5 minutes. I'm gaining weight. I don't have the proper dietary habits right now, and I know this, and I don't know how to fix it. And then my body is like getting banged up. And so, what do we do? What is this crying shit about? I'm sorry. Do I sound like I'm about to cry? Am I?
Yeah. You're gonna cry. It's fine. Those of us who know you're like on the verge of crying.
Anyway, so that was the decision to just finally say, I'm gonna get a nutritionist. And that journey started in late February, early March.
I dig that.
I'll cut it off there because I got long-winded. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, you did. It's fine. I mean, it's your show. It's fine. It's
Nabil's
your world.
You're stupid.
No, but that's good though. That's good. Mine was weird. Like,
oh man, that's cool. Anyway, so next subject.
Next point as we progress. No, man. So like, honestly, my journey kind of happened, kind of with a choice to make, if that makes sense. I was not aware. Well, I guess anybody, right? Like you don't really realize the point of which when you kind of hit your limit.
Sure.
It kind of takes something to sway you in that. And like, those who are close to me know, I think it's been maybe 4 years now or so. Like, I shit, I literally almost died and didn't even know that I almost died. I had sick for like legitimately a month. I had an on and off fever here or there. I thought it was just a bad sinus infection, turned flu, yada yada yada, whatever. I go to a clinic to get checked, and they go to check my blood pressure. They check my blood pressure in on my right arm. The lady checks like 2 or 3 times and switches to the other arm. And
why would you check 2 or 3 times?
Well, I didn't know at first. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like she initially, when she did one arm and she went to the other arm, she thought the pump was broke. So then she brought in another pump, tried that, and she's like, I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm gonna go, huh?
Were you too swole at the time?
I was yoked. I was just like a brolic mother. Just like a big bastard.
Viking Raider.
Just both. A little both. A Viking Raider, all of it. Anywho. So I mean, then it went into they asked if they could hook me up to an EKG to get a proper reading. I was like, sure, whatever. Hooked me up, and then the doctor came in. She's like, hey, listen, I usually don't see things in here that startle me or anything like that. But there's some tests I want you to run. So I'm going to give you this document. So I want you to go to the Austin Heart Hospital. They're going to run some tests. Get those tests. Come back here. Now, my naive ass just was like, bet. I'm just trying to like not feel sick anymore. So whatever the fuck I got to get done to get what I need to get, I'm about it.
Did you hear Austin Heart Hospital not click into you?
Nope.
Did she not tell you what she had found?
Huh?
Did she not tell you what she had found at the time?
Not at first. Because I don't think she knew what she was looking at, honestly. Oh. So she was just like, yeah, if you can, please, go get these tests, come back, and then we'll treat you for your sickness. And I literally was feeling like ass. So I'm like, yeah, I bet. I go, I show up to the front desk because I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go when I get there. The lady was like, okay, yeah, we're going to need to get these tests run in the ER area. So just like go sit down in there and we'll have somebody can get you. Come in. They hooked me up. They hooked me up to a bunch of stuff. They run whatever tests they're supposed to be running. And it's so funny. You let me walk out on your own. It was a funny question you asked that, because when she told me to go run and get the test, they asked as I was leaving, and again, more red flags I should have realized them. They asked me then, they're like, hey, are you good to drive? And I'm like, yeah, I drove myself here. I should be able to drive myself out. So that's why, so I literally drove my own self. Get to the hospital, they run the test. Doctor comes in and he goes, so your blood pressure is running a little high. We're going to give you something here to try to bring it down. We're going to see what it looks like after that, and then we'll reassess that. Go ahead and they gave me some pills to take, checked it. He's like, all right, we're going to give you a couple more. Gave me a couple more pills. Guy was like, we're going to give you a shot now. We're going to inject you with something here just to see, and we should be good and have this cleared up. Gave me a shot, and doctor comes back and he goes, all right, so we did a lot, and we're still not seeing the numbers we want, so we're going to hold you here for a little bit. And I'm like, all right, well, what are we talking about here, doc? He's like, well, you came in, we gave you a bunch of stuff, and your blood pressure is reading 264 over 197. And if for anybody who's unaware of what your blood pressure should be, your high blood pressure is like 140 over 90. I was 264 over 197 after they had already given me like a lot of shit to bring it down. Right? I was just thriving. I was absolutely thriving. So I literally asked the doc, like, all right, well, like, and again, still kind of just not really grasping the severity of the situation. I asked the doctor, like, all right, so like, how long are we talking that I'm going to be here? You talking a couple hours, whatever? He was like, we're going to keep you in here for a couple of days until we can get this thing down. And he was like, 3 days should be good. 3 days turned into a week of being in the hospital. Talk about a low in your life when you're in the hospital. It like doctors and nurses were baffled. I drove myself in there. We're baffled. I'm walking with the high blood pressure that I had. Should have
your
died.
heart explode at about 2. Okay.
Yeah, should have.
Like,
100%. 100%. Should have.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When did it sink into you? When did that situation sink into you? Like, X, Y, and Z just happened.
When I think when I had to like tell people, because I had a dog at the time. Rest in peace, Maya, for any of those who do not know. But I had a dog at the time. I needed to. My phone was dying, so I needed a fucking phone charger. You were the second person I called. Honestly, I think I called my mom. I might have called my dad. You might have been the third person I called. I called both my parents. I called you because I'm like, look, man, if you can just get a charger and bring it up here.
It was like the weirdest thing at first. It was like, why is he in the hospital?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I guess I'll go to him a charger. And then it wasn't till I was driving there that I realized, like, and no offense, like there is you had too much pride to say, like, hey, I'm in the state I'm in right now.
Well, yeah. I think the other part of it is like that ain't a conversation I want to have with you
over the phone.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to talk about it over the phone.
Also, you asked me for a charger, so your battery is probably so I get it. Yeah, no,
it was rough, man. It was rough. So in the hospital for the week, and when I had to call people to get my shit together, that's when it kind of like sunk in where I'm like, but it was crazy shit was it sunk in that this was serious, but I didn't still really grasp the severity yet. I didn't grasp the severity until day 2. So day 2, I'm in the hospital and we're running the test. Like this is when they're like trying to figure out like what is causing this to possibly happen. So I'm doing stress tests. There's a bunch of shit I'm doing. Like they literally shot me with adrenaline and hooked me up to like EKGs and then ran a bunch of scans to just like see what was going on, check my blood vessels, all the other shit. They did like an ultrasound on my heart, and when they did the ultrasound on the heart, doctor came in the room and was like, "Did you ever have a heart attack?" I'm like, unbeknownst to me, no, I don't think so. He's like, then he showed me. He was like, "There's scarring on your heart that you had a heart attack at some point." No fucking clue when that happened, but at some point I had a heart attack. So at that point, is when it sunk in and hit that like, fuck, dude, I have just not giving such a shit about my life that I could have just not woken up. And it was at that moment when you kind of start thinking about like moments in your life and little things that like I overlooked that I didn't think was like a big deal. Like, you know, okay, well, yeah, my chest hurts a little bit, but you know, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It didn't hurt me all day, or a little gasp of breath here or there. Like just little things like that. Like I'm winded for something. And honestly, there was just a point where I just thought I'm winded because I'm just fat, right? Like I didn't think of the maybe my health is or my heart is bad, right? So all of that, like being in the hospital, going through that, like, I mean, hell, when you came there, like I fucking had a breakdown when you were there, right? Like it was shocking to live through that, shocking to see my mom go through that, she just joined. What's up, moms? To have all these people in my life who care to come and check on me, and knowing that they care enough to see me be healthy, and I didn't care enough about my own life to do something about it.
That's the thing that in researching that obesity is, for all intents and purposes, is a frustrating topic because it's one of the most preventable diseases that can kill you. Most preventable addictions that can kill you. And it's crazy. I think we both came to a realization. It's the thing that's like, it's not till it's there that you get like exactly how fragile your life is, right? It's not until you're in that moment that you're looking at its doorstep that, hey mom, that you're looking at its doorstep that you realize like it's just a nice gust of wind for you to get pushed over. And so yeah, I do remember that conversation we had. Obviously it was hard on you, it was hard on me. Like I was like, this is not a thing that I was ready for tonight,
Yeah.
both in the news, the news of the situation,
Right.
and
Right.
then the emotions that came with it. But it's one of those things where it's better to have the alarm clock, kind of go off
Right.
a little too many times and you wake up annoyed than just not wake up at all, right? Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
shitty analogy, but
It's real. Yeah.
but it's serious. Like it's like all of us to all of our vices, right? The thing about ours is the thing about our vice is that it is here for the world to see, right?
Yeah.
But at some point in time, to everyone in this chat, we're all human. We all got something. It will come to your doorstep. And at some point in time, you just have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for us, this was our wake up call.
Facts. And it honestly was that moment when, I had to make that decision. Like, do I come back here again and act like none of this affected me? Like I didn't just hear everything I heard, or do I say enough is enough? And like, we'll talk a little.
You weren't like, nah, doc, I got a game at 7 and I ordered wings. So
that's all I'm saying. Like, can a brother get a 15 piece? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah, no. So that honestly for me was my turning point, right? Like that was enough of a wake up call, and like I can't say enough honestly about the nurses at that hospital, not just the support that they gave, it's their job, right? But like to this day, like I wish I stayed in contact with all of those nurses. There was one in particular that like she was the one I had most of the time that I was there. She was like my biggest cheerleader. Like she was absolutely amazing, man. Like she was excited to see my change. The nutritionist who came in was just like so hyped. Like the girl just walked off from a fucking game-winning field goal. Like every morning she came in that bitch. Like just exciting people. But like, having someone not just mope with you, but like understand the situation and understand like you can do more and kind of be there and having those nurses there, it was a huge help, man. So to wrap my point up, that was my turning point. Now, since we painted that picture, since we talked about what got us here, what are you doing? What are you doing to work out? How are you shedding the LBs? How are you moving that body, burning that cardio? How are you becoming a slim, thick mommy? I want to know. Tell the people.
Yeah, I'd love to share that, but honestly, that's a little personal. I don't feel comfortable. Stop.
Okay.
I don't
okay.
No, it's my turn to talk.
Okay.
In fact, you were like rolling your eyes when I was telling my story. There was like there was zero engagement from you.
Talk your story.
I made fun of it in the chat.
Yes.
And here you guys now want to ask me questions about my workout routine.
Yes.
Me, a superhuman.
The people want to know.
Get the hell out of this chat. You get the hell out of this room.
Okay.
So yeah. When I hurt my back, it was the first thing I wanted to do was get my ass back in that gym, right? Do everything I could to get my back stronger.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's not how that works.
Right.
It was, you're going to lay there and you're going to lay there and you're going to lay there and you're going to do nothing.
Yeah.
And you're going to do nothing for 4 months. And that was tough. That was tough to just sit there and do a lot of nothing. When I finally got things going, the doctor that I'd seen was like, hey man, you probably should lose about 20 or 30 pounds. Like it should help your back out.
Yeah.
I in reality knew where I was, and 20 or 30 pounds, I like, okay, cool, but it's not enough.
Right.
I just knew that was my spark. And for me, long story short, this is a lot of work up to get to where I am. And I would never recommend anybody do this to start out. But my workouts currently consist of running and abs, because you have to strengthen your back. There's sauna involved before and after.
Yep.
Now, when I'm bored, like, I'm sorry, it's like not a really fun run.
So hold on, let me ask you this question. Why? Because I mean, I do it as well, but like I do it because I got it from you and now I love it, have my own reasons for it. What made you start doing the sauna before? Because I think a lot of people just associate the sauna with the closing of a workout. Why do you start with it?
So I am 33 going on 147. I'm getting old. But when I start running, like it is first off, running, it
sucks ass. Fuck running, by the way.
It doesn't suck ass in the way that you're portraying it. It's boring, right? It's just boring to start.
That's fair.
And it takes me a minute to get going. When I say a minute, it takes me about 1.5 to 2.5 miles to get like my body feeling good and loose and blah blah blah. Well, going in the sauna before helps me loosen up, like that like rickety feeling I have, that like tense, I'm cold feeling, which by the way, like there's no worse workout. Well, I look good for 146. There's no worse workout than having a workout and it's cold. Like I hate that. I need to be like hot and sweaty, and my body temperature needs to be up. So the sauna before is to literally just kind of warm myself up. And so by the time I get to start running, it's like it's less jarring to get going, right? To feel that like fuck that. I don't know what, like the lead in my ass, you just like get it out. And so like that's how it helps. But I do it before and after, and right, my before is just like 15 minutes, right? Just enough to like get sweating, get going, and then boom, like get to my station, start working out. So after that, sauna again, right? That's my like Monday, Wednesday. My Tuesday, Thursdays goes up a little bit. It's sauna, run, sauna, ab workout again, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai.
I don't know how you pull all that. That's a lot.
Well, like to start out, that was not something that was like, I remember I told my what do you do about your hair? I don't even give a shit. I just like the last thing I care about is my hair, or how I look. I look like a rhino in anything I do.
You run through? I gotta ask you this because I feel like this is bearded men problems. Like, do you hate the fact that like you just drip from your beard nonstop while you're like, that's the most annoying thing to me. Not so much while I'm in it because my whole body's dripping. It's when I'm out and like I'm trying to cool down, but like there's still just like a whole lot, a gallon of fucking fluid in this thing. Like it's not. I
kind of feel like a badass just.
It's kind of, is that how women feel?
Flick it. I don't give a shit.
I didn't even know
what are they gonna do about it. Like,
is that how ladies feel like when they get out of the pool and like they sling their hair in their hair?
Yeah,
is that our thing? Like you just fucking your sweat from the sauna just.
But I flick it in someone's face. Like, what are they gonna do about it? Right?
I'd like to do one of these numbers. Like
it doesn't bother. What bothers me is like when I'm doing jiu-jitsu and somebody's like trying to get a rear naked choke on me, and I have like no neck already, but all you're doing is like squeezing on my beard and stretching it out. It's just pissing me off. But to the Tuesday, Thursday workouts, that was not at all recommended by my brother. I told him, I was like, hey, I kind of want to try this, and he was like,
hey, what does your brother do?
What was that?
What does your brother do? Tell the people.
My brother owns a gym here in Round Rock, Texas. Team Body, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. He is a 2-stripe black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. He's had 2 MMA fights. Our school has been going strong for 11 years and growing, and it's amazing, to the point to where we have a second location that's going to start at the beginning of next year in Georgetown. It's really awesome. Why is he not a sponsor.
Because he ain't paying us nothing. He ain't giving us nothing. You heard me. If he's listening, Rabani family, pass it along. I want a hat. I want a hat with the elephant on it. I want the Letterman jacket. Give me something. He's a sponsor. He ain't giving us nothing.
No,
Carl
nothing.
Customs is a sponsor. I want a hat. That's all I'm saying.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Years.
And so he's coached many fighters, both in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai smokers, MMA fights. One of my first major trips, I went to Australia, and that was one of my training partners' first MMA fight, and he was his cornerman. And so that was an amazing experience. But yeah, he's credentialed, quite a bit through. We actually just not recently, it's been over.
Okay, hold on, man. Give him too much airtime. All right, we're moving back to your workout. Okay, he ain't sponsoring shit. Okay, on the show, you talked about him. This ain't the damn Muay Thai body fight him with your hands podcast. Okay, we're moving on. Enough.
We're affiliated with Six Blaze Jiu-Jitsu. Anyway, so I to the workout, basically what I do is Tuesday, Thursday. It's a lot, right? Or it was a lot. It's really not much anymore. He didn't really like the idea at first. Mm-hmm. He didn't like it at all. He told me to not do that. And which kind of turned my Saturdays. He wasn't very happy about my Saturdays because it then turned into sauna, running, sauna, abs, jiu-jitsu, which it's just like on Saturday, it's just an hour of rolling. Then Muay Thai, and then sparring. And so those days were killer. You could ask Juan. I think there were days I would come in and we'd hang out and I'm pretty much about to fall asleep.
Zombie.
Everyone. I was a zombie. I was dead, and it was you shed some pounds, I'll say that much. And then Sunday is, weightlifting, as of recently weightlifting, and then running later on in the day, same routine. But no matter what, it is every day for me. There is 0 days off.
So, and let me ask this part two of this, what your workout thing. In your workout, what is something that you love to do in your workout, and what is something that you do not love to do in your workout routine? What's your jam? What's your love and your hate?
Recently, my love are two big things. One, I'm just, because I'm moving better, I really love jiu-jitsu now. Like I can, just being able to move, right? It's a different world when you can kind of work off your hips and blah, 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 and do whatever fundamentals you do. And then the sparring at the end of all that, I really love. The thing that I hate the most is honestly just the running, because it's boring. Right. It's really hard to find good music. How do I push through injuries? I mean, when it comes to running, like if I can, right? So I hurt my ankle like a month ago. I mean, I got an ankle brace. I wrapped it up. I think you can ask Juan. I maybe spent a day where I just didn't I only did jiu-jitsu that day. And so I just regulate myself. I understand myself well enough to know when, all right, this is getting to be a little too painful. Yeah. But my thing is, like, if you're not, like, if you're sick, you're sick. If you're hurt, like genuinely hurt, not to do it. I know the difference from like working out and being an athlete for so many years. I know the difference between just being kind of hurt, maybe just like, just lingering, and being genuinely injured. When you're genuinely injured, just work on recovery. That's the other major part to this. Is you have to do cryo. The ab workout is part of my recovery, believe it or not. You have to do your cryo, you have to do your breathing techniques. I do my IV drips, which I think are just out of this world amazing. Yeah. How do I stay consistent? I just don't want to get back to the place that I was. Like that mindset. That scares the shit out of me more than anything. And to get like there's only so many times you ever want to hear no in your life, and there's only so many times you can never get hurt in your life to where you're like, oh man, like shit, like you're gonna want to do something about it. You don't want to feel sorry for yourself all the time. That's like the easiest thing to ever tap into, is to feel shitty about yourself and sorry for yourself. It's like, it's okay to have those feelings, but to live off of that is detrimental to you and to the people that you love around you, in fact. So,
and I'll piggyback on that, right? Like I'll say for me, and I've told you this several times. I might have told you this. I know I've told other people this, right? Like the thing that keeps me consistent is I really think about my life, and I'm like, man, I have eaten like shit and not worked out for long enough. The least I can do is do this, right? Like I've done the terrible. I've eaten a rack of ribs. I've not eaten a vegetable in a day or in a couple of days, right? Like I've done all of those things, and I see where that put me. So why not do this? Let's just stay to this trend. And like that's honestly that keeps going through my head every day, where I'm like, I don't feel like going to the gym today. I'd rather stay home and not go. Well, I mean, you've done enough of those days, and you see where that got you. So you know that result. Try sticking to this. Stay consistent to it. You know the results. I've done it long enough now to where I know if I do XYZ, I lose weight. I feel great. I have energy. I don't need a supplement to energize me. I don't need to necessarily drink coffee, have an energy drink, have XYZ. If I'm eating clean, working out, I like that feeling. I don't want to go back to not liking that feeling. I don't want to go back to being sluggish. I don't want to go back to hating how I feel when I wake up and do anything in the day. So like that's part of my motivation to keep going.
So to answer Ranya's question, what about rest and sleep? That's
key.
That's one of the most important things to do.
I'd say that's something I still struggle with, honestly, is getting the proper amount of sleep. Because
thank you for joining.
Bye, Tom. It's Kid Flash. Love you, brother. But yeah, like getting the proper amount of sleep, because like I'll stay up till midnight, and I'm an early bird. I will wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, regardless, and I just keep having to make it work. So like, if I had to say if there's anything I struggle with in regards to doing a proper regimen to do what's necessary to have the proper energy, sleeping is the thing that I still struggle with. Trying to get 8 hours of sleep in a night is incredibly difficult just because of my clock. I'd have to go to bed so early, and I
think like today was a day I was feeling it. Like yesterday I did a few of those, the running, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. Yeah. I don't think I got the sleep I wanted to get. I think I probably stayed up a little bit too late. And today I suffered for it. I mean, all day. The workout I did, I mean, I'm like right now, I'm holding it together as best as I can. In fact, I'm getting off in about a minute to go to sleep. But it's one of those things that are crucial. But here's the other thing is like, you don't want to give yourself like the thing is, when you're talking about like losing weight, you're talking about like you kind of have an addiction, right? You're trying to reprogram like a fucking billion brain cells. Okay. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And only because you've done it for a certain amount of time, your body is both dumb and really smart. And it's smart enough to get back to the place that it wanted to get to. And so by staying up late, like you're only giving yourself the thoughts of like, maybe I should grab a little bit of Cheez-Its. Maybe I should grab an ice cream. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No, like you do your workout, you eat what you need to eat, your chicken, your rice, and your salad, and you go to bed. And that is how you need to do it. But the thing is like, it's just being consistent enough to get it going. Sorry, Juan. No, you're fine. So that kind of segues into the next topic, and for those who might ask like what my workout routine is. Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna ask. I'm sorry. I'm still figuring my shit out. So like, I mean, I go to LA every day. Mine's not nearly as or I don't want to say restricted or structured as yours. I pick a body part to work every day I go in, and I do that. I start off still sauna. Today was arms and chest. I sauna for 15 minutes, then I bike for 15 minutes, then I hit the weights. I try to hit three forms of workout based on the body part I want to work. Sauna for another 15 minutes, and I call it a day. That's about an hour and a half. That's perfect for me. How does Patrick Escobar from 1986 get swole? I think he was born that way. Oh, okay. So he is swollen. He's lying to us. Yeah. He's yoked. Escobar is yoked. A few more questions. Thoughts on cryo? Anything that's part of recovery, it's great. You feel amazing afterwards. Thoughts on crypto? Buy Shiba Inu and hold
Buy that shit. Hold that shit.
Hold it.
Buy that shit. Hold that shit. Just to go completely off topic from show, 7 days ago, I bought $100 worth of Shiba Inu. It was up to $246 like 2 days later. And then I bought another and I'm up like $560 today. Shiba Inu, buy that thing. You can get it on Coinbase, crypto.com. And for crying out loud, hold it.
Do not.
Don't even consider it until it hits a penny.
I invested.
And I'd hold on and wait till it hits a dollar, but I'm just saying.
I invested quite a bit more in it, and I'm happy with the results. I am holding. Listen, if it gets $1, I'm a millionaire. I'm never doing this fucking show again.
Fuck this show. So back to topic.
Yes.
Yes. Sleeping is tough. And Cecil, I've done a sleep study, which is also how I knew I had a kind of a weird form of sleep apnea, where I don't stop thinking, which is weird. So like an example, when I was a kid, and I remember this happening a lot, we could be on a car ride, we could be holding a conversation. You could be talking to me. I would fall asleep in the conversation. I would wake back up still in the conversation.
That's
weird as shit.
Trippy.
People was like, dude, you've been asleep for like 10 minutes and you just like picked back up where we were all talking, not even the old part, like where we were talking. So yes, I've done the sleep apnea and got that. So
I've never done it. I've always wanted to do it. I need to check it out.
Bro, it's great. It's
the
great.
second person today I could recommend that.
Yeah, I got a CPAP, and like that helps. Honestly, that helps with the shorter amount of hours I get to sleep because I'm hitting my REM sleep ASAP. Like you just got to get used to sleeping with the thing. But I shit you not, as soon as you get used to it, it slaps. It's absolutely great.
One other thing I just got to say, and we'll get back on subject.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for talking to us in the chat, being here,
great.
Listening to our journey. I mean, that means a lot. I love you guys. Thank you. We still got 6 more hours of this though, so we got a long way to go.
It's a sleepover. It's a slumber party. Pull out the jammy jams, and it's a party. All right, so we're gonna this segues into the kind of the next topic. Nutrition. It's key and it's huge. And you mentioned something earlier, and I'll start with the nutrition part. So like you mentioned, the staying up late definitely puts you in that position where it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, I got the munchies, and I mean,
I could jump on
smoking a little doobies, you know, a little teeth chunk. Also makes you a little hungry for anything you possibly could have in the house to eat. So what I've done is, there's a program called Noom, Noom. It's a psychological approach to dieting. It kind of looks, there's a bunch of questions you ask and a bunch of courses you take, and essentially what it does, it kind of starts to find why past diets in your life haven't worked, identifying your triggers, and then giving you suggestions to overcome your triggers. And that's what I've been on. That's exactly what I've been doing, which has helped dramatically since I started this program. When did I start this thing? Back in maybe June, I think, is when I started this thing. I'm like down.
So you started Noom in June.
Noom in June. Yeah. Okay. You deserve that one. That was a good one. I've lost like 40 pounds since being on this program it's been a huge help. So to the point I'm trying to make, essentially I've just got rid of all foods that kind of don't align. So Noom isn't like one of these programs that like you can only eat this. They help you understand like how your body breaks down things. You weigh yourself every single day. And at first I was like a little timid about weighing myself every day because, you know, anybody who's tried this weight loss journey or kind of went down and understands fully that weighing yourself can sometimes be a deterrent. But it clicked halfway through the program as to why you weigh yourself every day and what that does. By weighing myself every day, and in this program, you categorize everything that you eat. you start to kind of paint this picture of, I know if I eat XYZ and I keep to my workout at least, once a day, and my routine's been pretty consistent with my workout, I will lose 1 to 2 pounds a day if I stick to it. Now I know if I go and eat somewhere else, I have to make this up somewhere else in another meal throughout the day. So it starts to really make me understand what the foods are doing to my body when I eat them. Yeah.
I like Jonesy's question.
Yeah.
Did we stop drinking alcohol or modify? Are you?
No, I didn't stop drinking.
I mean, was that ever a thing for you as far as like, I mean, do you drink every day? I mean,
no.
Okay.
So I never drank
You're a social
every.
drinker?
Yeah, I'm over social drinker. I don't drink every day. I think what the program helped was like where before I would say in a 5-day week, I might have had a drink maybe 3 times in that week, just for whatever reason. Like I might be sitting on the couch playing a video game, have a drink. That's cut out a lot more. Now I drink mainly on the weekends if I'm with people. Like this show I drink, so I have this drink here.
So you lied to us about the weekend then?
Can I finish the point?
What?
I said social drinker.
Okay, whatever.
There's people. Is this not a social event that we're doing right now?
Whatever,
Staring
man.
at your ugly face. I'm staring at the words of
The
our
best
fans.
looking thing in here.
You're not.
You kidding me?
You're not.
I'm the whole show. This face is a moneymaker. Get out of here.
You're not. But yeah, so no, I definitely I limit my drinking, but then I also am more conscious about what I am drinking. So like, for example, like I don't drink a lot of mixed drinks just because it's like added shit into it. I'll drink whiskey mainly. That's always kind of been my jam. But like I have this glass now, I probably won't drink again till maybe Friday night or Saturday. But now when I go out, I'm still not having a ton of drinks. I'm also old, like the hangovers hurt. I ain't about all that life. So like
I'm having out as late anymore. I'm telling you, like 11 o'clock now. 11 o'clock hits different.
Bro, it's rough. If I'm ever out and it's like 1 a.m, a mistake has been made. Like I am hurting. But yeah, so I'm just more conscious about it. I'm not a huge beer drinker, so I don't drink a lot of beer either. So for me, it's whiskey. If I'm out in public and I'm having drinks and shit like that, I'll do like a vodka soda. I know it's like low in calories, so I'm like, I can drink a couple of these and not ruin my workout. And because again, same weighing myself consistently, like I know what drinking will do, and it's for me, my body will receive it well. The only weird thing with it, like I can get so damn dehydrated at night from drinking and not notice it until I weigh myself the next morning. And like, there's some days where I woke up like, I lost like 8 pounds. Turn up. I drink some water and I'm like, oh, okay, I was terribly dehydrated. That's a false read. Don't believe the hype. But yeah, so my a lot of my diet now is like the snacks I keep in the house. I keep fruit consistently. Like I buy those fruit trays from HEB, the cantaloupes, watermelon, honeydew melons. I keep that all the time. Grapes, because that's the nice little snacky snack. For when it comes to like other snack things, I keep.
Let me ask you something. You're if you weren't doing this, what would those snacks then be,
bro? Oh man,
what would you really be eating if, like, right now we weren't having this and you had your own way?
I'd be getting like blueberry muffin, like them homemade muffins from like HEB, and they're like little sections. I'd literally have a 4-pack of muffins up in that piece. Or even like in my fatter days, I'd buy like the dozen of donut holes, like the whole box of donut holes, and just smash literally a whole thing. Like if I had to say like there's something I miss donuts so much. Like I love donuts. A warm cinnamon roll. Oh.
Do you not allow yourself that?
Oh no, I do. Because also in part of the program, it's like they want to reward you. It's not all about like starving yourself to death of the things you want, because then that starts to build a trigger of desire for the bad. And then when you get it, you get that like crack fiend addiction. Like I had a taste of it.
I gotta eat it and I gotta hide it.
I need it. Like I need it again. Like, I had a piece of cake. Let me get another piece of cake. And like tomorrow I'm gonna eat cake. And the next day, because you starve yourself out. You starve yourself out. So like,
kill a motherfucker for cake.
I'm killing this one. I'm killing this one. So like that leads to it. So like honestly, where I am with it is on top of the healthy snacks, because like I have Triscuits and hummus and shit like that. But like I keep sweets in the house because I do have a sweet tooth. But I try to find like sweet, healthy things, if that makes sense, right? So like an example, there's these treats. They're little rice cakes. They're tiny little things called deliciousness or some shit. Is deliciousness this? There's like 1,000 S's. They come in different flavors. There's like cinnamon swirl, there's s'mores. They taste fantastic. You can eat 20 of them and it's only 90 calories. 20 pieces, 90 calories. I don't eat 20. Like I'll snack and eat like 5 and I'm like, I'm good and be done. And that'll curve my sweet like desire so that I'm not like craving something super, super sweet. Oddly enough, I'm not like, I don't have a gluten allergy, but I will buy like gluten-free desserts that don't taste half bad because again, they're kind of healthy as well as usually lower in calories is how I look when I get these sweet things. So that's the things I stock up on to curb that sweetness because there's no way I'm cutting sweets out. Like that's just not a thing. And one last thing for nutrition, the simple meals from HEB cannot speak more highly of that if HEB closed today, my diet's ruined. I'm gaining all the weight back. I will not be able to survive. I won't make it.
Who are you threatening with on that?
I'm just saying, HEB, keep doing what you're doing because my life depends upon it. Because I get these little meals and they just work. Watermelon, absolutely, Cecil, on it all day, baby. But that's me. So what's your nutrition like?
So for me, like a big factor was, listen, I know I can input the work, right? But I have to admit to myself, I don't know what I'm doing in other areas. I have an idea, but I don't know. And so a nutritionist was recommended to me. And just like, hey, try it out. Definitely mom's cooking. Hey, try it out. Talk to her, like meet with her, you know, it's going to be worth it. And for me, it was like, fuck, I don't know how costly this is going to get. I mean, like, you know, I don't want to like, I just don't know if I want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to have like the food I want to have, which is so stupid, right? It's not stupid. It's just like, these weird like thoughts that go through your head, right? And then finally I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. So in January, I was like, hey, and my nutritionist is Dr. Laura Mangum. She's amazing. Shout out to her. Hey, you know, I want to meet with you. Like, I don't want to like blah, blah, blah. Cool. It's January. The next time she's free is the end of February, beginning of March. And I was like, what?
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Bet.
Okay. I want to do this now-ish. And they were like, okay, cool. We'll call you when we're free. We're usually not, but we'll call you when we're free. And so, yeah, you know, I had to make do with what I had to make do, right? Like I just had to better myself on the way to healing my back. And I just tried to position myself as best as I could, right? Like I saw what my brother was doing. I just tried to mold a little bit after that. I didn't do it very well, but I met her. And so a lot of things that she did was attacking it from like a genetic perspective, right? We did things like a micronutrient test. We did things like genetic test. We did a testosterone test, which proved to be very interesting. So micronutrient tests, like, you know, we found out that I am deficient in certain areas of my digestive system, right? I have a mutation kind of in my stomach, which for those of you who don't know, you have several layers of digesting. And so towards my last 2 layers of digestion, I actually do not intake as many nutrients as a normal person would. I actually take about 50%, and then when it gets to the next level, 25% of that. So I like the things that I need as far as nutrition, I have to overdo it in order to get a normal amount. On top of which, like I was lacking in vitamin D. Throw your puns out there. Anyway,
I'm letting it go. I'm not going there. I'm gonna keep this a clean show.
So a lot of the changes I made, you know, which by the way, like dieting for anyone that's eaten food before, it is not a one size fits all.
Nope.
It does not work that way. And so even with a nutritionist, after we set a plan, we actually had to adjust it along the way. I drink greens and reds. I would like to hear more about that. And so we have to adjust it along the way, right? But I mean, there's always like, there's a high level, hey, all right, well, we're done with sodas. We're minimizing your carbs. We're inputting a lot of veggies, right? Like there's basic structure. Okay. We're taking out almost all sugar, like to which sugar, for those of you who just kind of eat processed foods and eat like a normal person, I guess, you do not realize the weight that you are gaining, the like what it's mentally doing to you when you eat sugar. That shit triggers quick in your brain, quicker than cocaine, in fact. When it hits your taste buds, you taste that thing in a second versus cocaine, 10 seconds. Which, by the way, shout out to all my cocaine boys. Hit after the chat for cocaine. What?
How do you know? Just for the people, how do you know what cocaine's like? If you could just elaborate a little bit on that.
So we adjusted our diet several. Okay. I've actually never done cocaine, by the way. So I have not. Here's the thing about Juan. He will make a joke. This is a real problem. He will make a joke. He will stick to that joke. That joke becomes a truth and the narrative. And then people then believe it and run with it, right? Like, bro, listen, this Coke joke that he just made, he calls it a cokehead, and now everyone's like, "Oh, okay, Nabil's a cokehead."
It's like, go through the 2021. If you want to try a little Coke, you can try. You're an adult.
Don't try cocaine.
It's fine. You did a little. You dabble in a little Coke. That's you. That's you. That's fine. Listen, I'm not.
That's not me. I don't do
judging your life. I'm a Christian. I would never.
So we adjusted our diet.
Mm-hmm.
So my diet started out like this, right? It was 2 eggs, certain veggies, right? Like spinach, greens, whatever, mushrooms, and then either like a sweet potato or beans, because a big important thing to all this is being able to be regular, right? And so Coke like soda, yes, I also actually had to cut that out, which I'm sad about.
I was never a soda guy. That was probably the easiest. Yeah, that was the easiest thing.
I'm jealous that you right there.
Yeah, never was a big soda guy. Never was like a big juice guy. Like water was just very easy to drink. Water, teas, like sweet teas. That was like my it. Orange juice in a small glass in the morning. But I was never a huge soda guy. It was very easy for me to kill off.
I love a cherry Coke. It is heaven to me. So yeah, it was that. So it was adjusting your breakfast, a soup for lunch with veggies in it. The hardest part to this was the protein shake. It still is very difficult for me. I really hate protein shakes. Like it's just, I always make it too heavy and too thick, and I wish I could like just make a smaller amount. And I'm really bad at it.
So it's crazy when I did not to cut you off, but like when I'm doing the noon thing, like how they have their shit set up, like you have categories of foods, right? You have a green category, which is caloric dense foods, which are like your things that retain water. So like most of your green veggies, your fruits and stuff like that. In that category, you can have as much as you want. Your yellow category or leaner meats. So like your chickens, your turkeys, your lean beefs, scrambled eggs, or I'm sorry, not scrambled eggs, poached eggs kind of fall in that yellow category. And you have a little larger calorie intake on that. So I think I can consume roughly about like 900 calories in the yellow. But when the red, I only have like 400. With the weird thing is protein shakes is 100% red. So if I had a protein shake, I would burn up almost all of my calories I could have for the day in that red category. So that's another thing I had to cut completely out. Like I don't do protein shakes.
I'm super curious about Jocko's products. Jonesy protein sorry to get consumed 26 red. So I'll touch on that here in just a moment, but at night it would be a protein and a lot more veggies. I mean, depending on how you do things during the day, you could probably have like a little bit of rice with it, right? Cool, we did that. There were certain things I did, certain elements of that I did that that's really disgusting.
It's gross, Tom. Do better.
Of the things that you could just like go and eat, like, oh, I want a Reese cup, whatever. You want to be so whiskey tango about things that you want to get a can of whipped cream and shove it in your mouth. Ground turkey, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm all about that turkey life.
That's because, to Jonesy's point, you cut out one thing. Anyway,
Yes.
so we had to adjust it, right? I in fact do not feel very good when I eat breakfast. It weighs on me. It's
Really?
yeah, I don't.
I can tell you what I do, and I mentioned this, right? In the grocery section, where you like all the breakfast meats and shit, right? There's these little things made by Just an Egg. There's these like little frittatas, these little egg things. It's just like a scrambled egg with meat and cheese and all that, and you can put it in the microwave and heat that up. And then Jimmy Dean makes like this it's like an egg scrambled.
Jimmy Dean sausage.
Jimmy Dean sausage. It's like a scramble in a cup. Like I literally open it up, the egg is already scrambled in a cup with meat. Pour that in, heat it. It's like the little egg rounds are 270 calories. The egg cup is 280. And like I just eat that. It's light enough to like not weigh you down, but it's enough to make you not feel hungry, but still give you something to kind of keep going. So like that's my breakfast. I'll do that or the little packet of oatmeal. And then I even found like a super veggie, egg white, spinach, sweet potato frittatas in the frozen food section that I eat for breakfast. Like that's my breakfast, but it's super light.
For me, it doesn't matter how light it is. It will weigh me down. I feel more energetic if I were to eat nothing. If I was afforded, so on my Saturdays, I kind of don't eat anything. Right? I will wake up. I'll do my run. I'll do my sauna. I'll go to JiuJitsu, Muay Thai, spar, all without really eating. There might be a bar or like a small shake in between. Like jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, like maybe, but I don't put anything in there. And so for me, it doesn't matter how light it is. I feel so much better, which is what we figured out off of intermittent fasting. I think it's different for everyone. Like some people like can't function off of eating breakfast. I don't know why. Like I'll eat it and I'm just sluggish. Like
I love breakfast entirely. If I could eat breakfast 3 meals a day,
and breakfast is
I'd be the happiest.
I will recognize that breakfast is super delicious. Nothing like a little eggs and chorizo and some cheese on it, a little bit of beans on the side.
Fucking fat pancake and the fucking butter.
Why are you doing this?
Syrup, pork. Ashies,
I will say this: I don't really believe in keto. I think keto is a short-term diet. It is a short-term diet. Like it's not sustainable. It is to kickstart you and go, and then you're good. But yeah, man, I feel so much better when I just have something for lunch and I'm good, right? The other thing that we just kind of had to like kick into gear, I was not intaking enough protein. I remember at one point in time, it scared me because my brother was like, "Hey, man, you're starting to get like runner arms." Listen, I mean, for those that are fans of any kind of pugilistic fighting, having an 81-inch reach in fighting is really long, but it looks really skinny when you start to get skinny. So a thing that my nutritionist noticed after my food logs, it was like, hey, you're not getting enough protein. So I had to add that in there and be extra conscious of that. But a lot of the things are just like, hey, no sodas, no whatever. And I live off of coffee. I mean, sometimes I'll have my energy drinks, and that's kind of where my sugar will go. And I'm fine with that. For me, I mean, it has been a world changer. Go
ahead.
Yeah, I mean, from February to now, right? I couldn't replicate this result with it. Like dieting is so key. The last I checked, so work got it wrong, but the last I checked, I've lost almost 100 pounds, right? I don't believe in, thank you. I don't believe in weighing myself every day. I used to, and I felt so neurotic about it, and just like I'm scared to see it, but I have to see it. And what's behind the door, like it's just I don't care anymore. I know what I'm doing is the right thing. I'm working out every day. I'm doing my diet. When I check it, I'll check it. But the last time I checked it, I was down like 90 pounds. Now I had a conversation at work, by the way, which was I told my manager about it, and like I just told her, and she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm almost like down 100 pounds. I feel great. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh my God, that's amazing. She was like, and then a couple days later, she's like, hey, we have a team meeting. Do you mind if I announce this? I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And she's like, hey, everyone, Nabil's down 100 pounds. And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't say I was down 100 pounds. and we settled down to 90
Nah.
pounds. And I was like, all right, well, like it's just for the team. Great. A week later, we have at work like a company-wide call. And on the company-wide call, I'm just kind of hanging out. And we want to announce that Nabil's lost 100 pounds. And I was like,
see, you want to out there being social and shit, and see where it got you.
like having a fucking conversation with my manager about how's your day going? Like what? Like it's just I didn't even like. And then on top of that, a week later, my CEO sends an email out with like writing that, and I was like, oh my fucking god, how do I like? It's too late. Yeah, fuck it.
It's out there. It's out there. It's fucking.
Did they have lost 100 pounds? Why not? Fuck it.
Here's what I want to know. Here's what I know, because we got to pivot. We got more to the show. We can't just hang on this. But I got to ask
hold
this
on a
question.
second. I just want to make one other small.
Oh my god, you made. Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yesterday, I got a pair of jeans, and for the first time in a long time, I actually don't remember how long it's been. It had to be like either when I started high school or middle school, but I got a pair of jeans. They're a size 38, and like I like to have put jeans on and know that they were 38s, and it was like hard for me to fathom that this is where I'm at. And I did have to like ask everybody in my family, like, hey, does these look good on me? I'm like, I'm not crazy, right? And that was it. That's what I wanted to announce. That, you know,
it's always a great feeling at this point, because like we talk literally every day, of like the suck ass part of having to buy new clothes because nothing else you own fits anymore, and that's cool, but also just terrible. I mean, I'm at that point now where like I'm wearing the same clothes a lot because I just bought new clothes, and I'm like, I need to do another round of buying clothes. And I'm like, let me just wait. Wait a little longer.
I'm also in jiu-jitsu. I'm wearing 2X for the first time since high school for my my rash guards, which I mean, obviously they're tight as shit, but like I've not seen 2X since forever.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
Fuck. What isn't my favorite cheat meal? Something I like.
Ronnie is taking us shopping, by the way.
She's taking me shopping.
No, she's taking us shopping. She mentioned it in the channel, which means we're both going shopping.
That's me. So for me, I do absolutely love my fried chicken. Tumble 22 is amazing. Slaps, but also, and it's been a while since I've had it. I think it's gonna be my next cheat meal, but Kebabalicious. Is it appears to every piece of my Arab genetics.
You can do kebab on a healthy piece. You just get it over rice and don't eat all the rice. Just eat.
Oh man, I love their kebabs in the pita bread and the.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, I mean, it's not as bad of a cheat meal as fried chicken, right? But
right.
With that, and then spaghetti. Also, I'm a huge.
My cheat meal is very simple. I want it more times than I could count, and I don't treat myself because it is a huge trigger for me. As soon as I have it, I want more of it. Any pizza anywhere from
Pizza's
any place, great. Doesn't matter. Tamales.
Last time we had pizza at your place, you were trying to push that shit out because of how scared you were, and we would not.
Yeah, because nobody would take the shit, and like we thought we had more people coming, and I had 2 gigantic pizzas from Hoboken, and I'm like, if y'all don't take this,
no joking.
Bro, I legitimately, like, that next morning, I woke up and like I had a friend over. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go take a trip. I literally took all that pizza in a box and went and found a homeless person. I'm like, take that. Like, I don't want any of this shit at all. So I had to get it out of the house because I would have crushed it.
Home slice, fantastic.
Home slice. I mean, you name it. Home slice via.
You were talking about sweets. I'm not a sweets person. Like, I'm not like. Ice cream kind of makes me feel like shit. I don't care about donuts. I'm
not a huge like ice cream person. I eat ice cream. Like if I go to an ice cream bar, I can tell you what my favorites are. But I'm like, never am I at a point where like I crave ice cream. My sweet is a warm, doughy something. Give me a bread pudding, a warm pie, a cake. Bruh.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's one thing I love about going on vacation. And like when I have these moments where like I'll treat myself to like a nice meal, I'm ordering a dessert. Kiss my ass. If you're with me, you can like I'll eat.
Fighting you on this.
Because even the crazy shit is like even like on my diet, like I'll order the sweet and I'll just eat like half of it. I'm like I'm gonna order this thing, I'm gonna eat half of it, and I can put it away or let somebody else eat the other half. But I'm ordering the damn thing because I got to have it. Got to have it.
Fantastic right now. All right? This sounds great.
So all right, let's progress. We talked about our journey, like what was the thing that started us down this. Yeah. We talked about our workout, what we do, why we do it. We progressed into our nutrition, and all that kind of encompasses into that. What I want to know from you, where's your mental state at? Because there's a lot we threw out, and there has to be some form of a mental toughness or a mental exercise or workout that we have to do to stay to this, right? Like we had our cause and what did it, but sometimes like just having a cause isn't enough if your mind isn't there. What do you do to strengthen your mind to keep it going? What is your mentality, your mental state when you're going through this? Walk me through that.
Just be a savage. Just be a beast, bro.
Just a dog. Just be a fucking dog. Just a dog.
Can you show me how to lift? There's a better question. I wish I had somebody to lift with up here. It's just me and my brother's garage every Sunday. That's about it. And I wish I could do more. So my mental state. So here's the thing about where your mental state is, that it can really betray you, right? I told you about like the start of this, right? Like, oh man, it kind of got rejected by a girl or whatever. And you can go through those things. You can be emotionally hurt and you can be motivated and you can be like fucking amped and just on fire. Like you can just say, fuck the world, I'm getting this.
Yeah.
The thing about that is those feelings betray you and it fizzles. The brightest stars always burn the quickest. And that's something you always have to remember. The only way to get through this, the only mental state that you need for yourself is one of discipline, right? Like you have to want this. This has to be a thing that makes you happy. But to get through this, to wake up every day, exercise and diet and eat rice and chicken and fucking just go and run and sweat and feel terrible and just like blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you this, like there is no workout that I can really do that I'm like, oh my God, I love it. It's like, I don't. It's just like, I don't love this. Like I would rather sit at home, play video games and bullshit. But the truth is, I know that's not what makes me happy, but the big part is I have to stay disciplined. Everything else is just a cherry on top and it fizzles. You have to want this for yourself to where it becomes a routine.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
That's how I would put it.
And, you know, for me, I look at it as like, I feel like everybody, when you think about the traumas and the things that you've kind of gone through in your life, like everybody has their shit, right? Everybody's had something in their mind that was just the worst kind of shit that kind of happened. And you know, I like to believe, you know, I can't speak to everybody, but like you're here today, you're watching this, you're listening to the recording, whatever it might be, you've made it this far. So you've made it out of that. My workout, my nutritional journey, the, you know, forcing myself to go to the gym, forcing myself to do one more rep doesn't even come close to the shit that I've had to overcome in my life. If I can overcome that, then I can definitely get my ass to the gym and do something that's going to better myself. I can 100% do one more rep when I don't want to do one more rep. Because again, we are resilient people. And I think it takes a lot for you to mentally lock in and see the resiliency and really understand what you have overcome, whether it be by your faith in God and whatever brought you there, or whatever religion that you have, or whatever self-belief that you have in yourself that helped you overcome that point. If you're able to overcome these tragedies, the tragic things that happen in your life, and you're here standing before us today, you can eat a salad. You can
that's
fucking
honestly the easy shit when you turn it around and say, you're telling me people are fucking starving, people are going through cancer, people are going through the worst shit, and the only thing I have to do is, one, not feel sorry for myself that I have to eat green salad. Like, get over yourself. Like,
I can't eat a burger for lunch today.
some motherfuckers can't eat.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit, right? Like, you're blessed and so fortunate to be able to buy these things that cause detriment to your life long term. If you consistently do it, you can take this time to just not one time, and then tomorrow we can take the time to do it one more time again. You take the moment for what it is, and like, that's where I am in the workouts. There's times where I wake up and I literally tell myself, I'm like, dude, I could just not go, but like, I know how I feel if I don't go, and going to me feels way better than not doing it. And as I think that I'm treating myself by like not doing it, or fuck the diet, let's just go order some chicken today, and then let's go get a breakfast sandwich in the morning, and let's, like, all that's cool for the second, but you're gonna feel way worse, at least myself, mentally, because I failed myself again. I let myself down. I would rather just like, no, fuck that. Let's stick to the trend. Let's earn the burger this weekend. Let's earn the cheat meal. Let's do everything I can do now, so when I have it, I don't feel like ass because I decided to go treat myself to fried chicken on Friday. I earned it. I ate clean all week. I ate my salad. I ate my low calorie breakfast. I went to the gym. I put in those extra reps. I tried something new in the gym. I did all of these things to get to the point where I can reward myself with whatever it is I want. And then we get back on the train and do it again. And keeping the mindset of, let's do better today than I did the day before, is what just keeps that motivation going. I had a good day today. I'm going to do better tomorrow. There's always something I could have cut. I didn't drink as much water as I should. Let's do it better tomorrow. I didn't do that one workout I regretted doing because I don't like to do it. Fuck it. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's double down. I didn't do legs as much as I wanted to this week. Guess what I'm doing all weekend? All legs. I ain't going to be able to walk come Sunday, son. I'm going to be crippled as hell. But that's what you got to do, right? Like, you build that mental toughness up any way you can. It's going to be different for everybody who goes on this journey, but it's important to find your motivation, whatever it might be. And I look at it this way, right? Like, keep in mind why you're even doing this to begin with.
If it doesn't make you happy, like, if this isn't a thing, if you're happy, listen, here's the thing. If you're happier being on a couch, whatever, like, do that. Don't get in the way of yourself. But if you know, like, I can turn this around, well, like, there's no reason to wait. And to Jonesy's point, like, the hardest part is literally getting up and showing up. Like, I have never one day ever regretted going to the gym, doing these 7 a days, just doing any of this shit. There's never been a day where I've gone in and left and felt like this is the worst experience of my life, because it wasn't.
No day in the gym, no day working out, no day doing that exercise. When you get done with it, you wake up and like, I regret this. I've never had that day.
And I think to Patrick's point, for me, like, I'm going to ask you a question here in a second, but for me, like, when I go to our Team or Body gym, like, the fact that I just like, Joe's so good. Squid Game is so good. But the fact that I go to the gym at Team or Body and I see my teammates and just like, they are there for me. They are like ready to like they will carry me through it. But the fact that they're there with me is like, it means so much. It's like the greatest feeling ever, because we're doing it together. I'm not alone here.
Yeah.
And that is like, and then on top of which I'm doing what I love and I'm getting better at it, blah, blah, blah. The question I have for you, because this is a mental aspect to this that I don't think people think about. And I want to know if this is something you think about. For me, what nobody ever talks about is, to me, it's actually difficult when I have people cheering me on, right? When everybody's on your side, it can get hard to find that motivation, right? When nobody's doubting you, when nobody's like, whatever, and they're cheering you on, hey, go. Do you ever find it hard when people are like, oh my God, dude, you look really good, man. You've slimmed down. Like, you're doing well. Do you ever find it hard to be like, well, you're right. I have slimmed down. I do look pretty good, don't I? I'll just fucking stop. I'm going to go treat myself to this. Because in the past, I have.
Yeah.
In the past, like that was like, oh, fuck. I should not have listened to people. Like,
yeah.
thank you and like just keep like appreciate it for what it is. Or I needed to have learned to appreciate it for what it was, but not let it soak into my ego. Did you ever, is that something that you ever thought about? Like, dude, you're doing great. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go grab a double cheese.
Nah. And for me, why I say it's never, that was never a thing told to me to motivate me to stop. Sure. Because one, you know me well enough. I rarely give a fuck about what other people say, good or bad, because the reality of it was, I'm not doing this workout for you to tell me I look good. My workout is for my goal at the end. I have a point I'm trying to get to. I'm not happy until I hit that goal, regardless. So we'll get to that because that's our next last question.
I want to hit a segue.
We can segue it and then segue into your. So I'll answer it. So my goal when I started, before I went into the hospital, I was at 358 was my poundage. I am down now to 300. I want to get down to 245 is where I want to get. That's my goal. I don't give a shit about anything else until I hit that goal. Pat, I care a little bit about what you tell me, kind of, at times.
I mean, I've been reading what Pat's saying and I'm like relaying it, but I guess he's not getting the subtle ways I'm relaying it and answering it.
No, about me saying I don't care about people. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Opinion, not you.
I'm totally talking to you. What are you talking about?
But no, yeah. So when people tell me that, like, great, and I appreciate it. Like, there's a difference in being appreciative of people, what they're telling you, and then like letting it get to you. I don't ever let it get to me because I'm not happy, and I'm not. It's kind of like that old that saying Brock used to say all the time, like, you weren't, or it was a movie, like, you wasn't in the gym shooting with me, you ain't here with me, like, you weren't, you see the aftermath and you're like, you look great, cool, but like, if you ain't on day one with me, you weren't in the ground, you don't know what I'm trying to do, wait till I get there, because then when I hit my goal, then you'll see like this new me, and like that's when I have to reset and have a new goal. Once I hit 240, I'm like, well, shit, can I get down to 220? Can I get to fucking 215? Like, I'll wait till I hit that moment to figure it out. But like, for me, no. When people can tell me this, like, what is your, you're looking great. I hear you, but like, great. That's not an answer for me to stop. That's an answer for me to keep going.
How do you take it when others have told you, oh my God, what you're doing is like super motivating and like, that's amazing. I'm going to the gym and how do you take that? Because it's weird for me to hear. Like, if I'm being totally 100% honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take it. Like, I just like, I'm like,
it's
done without myself.
For me, it's affirmation that what I am personally doing is the right thing. It's affirmation that like, not only like it kind of goes back to the point, right? Like, I'm not doing these things to honestly give a shit about other people's opinion on it. I'm doing it for myself. But much like any person in history or any motivational quote that you've read or any book that you've read and grabbed something from, that person isn't necessarily writing it for you. They aren't doing these things for you. They're doing it because it meant something to them and it changed them in some type of way, and they wanted to help you out as well. So when someone comes to you and tells you, like, I mean, I've told you, right? Like, seeing you go to the gym consistently, like, I mean, as annoying as all of your snaps are, because you're just an annoying human being, but like, to see the consistency of the no days off, and I mean, I have 3 or 4 other people that like that I follow, that I'm close friends with, that I tell them, like, man, like, you're also part of this journey. Like, I am doing this because I see it done by people that I care about that are consistently doing it all the time. So in my mind, I see if they can fucking do it and they make the time no matter what, like I can do it. So when I hear something like that and somebody sees me like, dude, yeah, that's motivating. I want to try it. And then let me, I'm going to talk through it. That's fantastic, right? Like do it, but caution them is kind of how I would put this is like, don't just do this because I'm doing it and that's your motivation. Do it because you want to do it, right? Like, where is your motivation? What's your point? So like, as long as it's not because I think that you are, you're doing it, I want to do it, and you're motivating me to do it. I'm like, that's cool that I motivated you to start. I really hope you find your own motivation because something has to keep going. Because if I stop talking about it and I stop doing it, are you going to stop doing it? Or are you going to not keep going? Because again, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. So like, I don't let it get to me. Look at it as an affirmation to what you're doing.
So to answer Patrick's questions,
Mm-hmm.
Do I have an accountability partner? No. I just do it on my own. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, those snaps that I get called out on sometimes, those are my way of holding myself accountable. Because if I'm not showing people that I'm doing it, I feel like, and I'm really just doing it for myself. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. It's just a way for people to see like, hey, I take this seriously and I'm taking myself seriously in this journey.
Yeah. I'm an only child, so I've never really had an accountability buddy. And that's just kind of how I built my shit.
Yeah, I grew up the youngest of 5, and the disparity between me and the other 4 is like 9 years. So it kind of, in certain moments in my life, it felt like I was an only child.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the longest time, it was hard for me to like relate to my siblings, right? But the thing that I learned about them, right, which like helped me navigate my own adulthood and all that stuff, was like, it is just you, right? Like your family is there for you. Your family's always there for you. It's just you need to make sure you need to get this done for like, sorry, Ron, your damn comments threw me off. You need to make sure you're
thanks, Rania.
Thanks, Rania. And so that's 9 years from the youngest one, and you're the second oldest.
Yeah, we ain't gonna throw out ages out here. You know what I'm saying?
Sadly, she like looks better than all of us. So
speak for yourself. I look fantastic.
So I learned very early on that you need to hold yourself accountable because your parents can only take you so far. Your family can only take you so far.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to be there for you. So yeah, I do it for myself. Or I do it to hold myself accountable. And thank you guys to like, I get messages like every day, every time I post them. And I really appreciate like my siblings and my family and my friends motivating me. Or liking the pictures and stuff like that.
So we did it all. We've done it all in the episode.
No, we haven't. I haven't talked about my goal.
I don't give a shit about your goals. You were supposed to. Oh my god, you had before.
What about your bullshit goals?
Let's hear about it. Let's hear about your goal. Let's give the people what they want to hear.
Right. I mean, let's just be real. The only reason why we're here is because of me. I'm patient zero when it comes to this shit. So.
Oh, you invented working out? This guy.
My brother is the same way, Patrick. So he also built a gym in his garage and all that stuff. But honestly, it's great. So yeah, my goal, shut up, Tom.
I miss Tom.
I don't. There isn't one bit I've missed about Tom.
That's offensive.
So I basically lost 100 pounds. I'd like to lose another 100 pounds, right? I know where I want to be, roughly about 240. Yeah. I know that that's not the indicator, like your weight number is not the indicator of your health, but it's where I'd like to see myself be.
It's where you'll be happiest.
It's where I think I'll be happy there. And I think I'll be happy there for health wise, but I am slightly vain to a certain extent. I would like to look good. I'm like high on fashion.
I think it's like a big guy like Hex, honestly. Like it's the thing that big guys we don't talk about. That the truth be told, every big guy wishes they could just go to a regular store, buy a fucking large or extra. I wish I could fit into like, you know how many large and extra large clothes there are in the world? Like all of them. Every design. Every design you could fucking think about is a large or extra. I would love to fucking buy, but no, I'm buying 2Xs. Luckily, there's more spots than I have 2Xs, so like, I'm happy about that. But now, fuck off. Like, I fucking wish I could just go anywhere.
Like, I love like wearing nice slacks and a button up and a tie and just like fucking rolling out in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
I would love to wear a long sleeve in like May. And it not just be the end of the world. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. I would love to too, but I think even the most in shape of all of us, like, fuck, I mean, you're still sweating your ass off in Texas.
You're gonna sweat, but like you know those people, right? Like you got people you see that's rocking a fucking long sleeve. Like, fuck, we're in sales. How many fucking sales guys you see in full fucking blazers?
Right, but we're inside of AC in an AC building, like well air conditioned.
User conferences. You've been to fucking Vegas.
Oh,
You've been to a sales conference, and you cannot tell me you have not seen in the dead of August somebody walking out in that bitch in a fucking suit.
No, you're right.
Like, I love that life. That's all I'm saying. May in Texas, she gets it. It's brutal.
It's fucking brutal. It's the worst. It's like from May all the way until the end of October. But that's, I mean, listen, in essence, that's basically my goal, right? I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to give myself the best chance in life. And I know physically looking a certain way, physically feeling a certain way, health-wise being a certain way, it doesn't give me the best chance. So yeah, I like just to quickly wrap up the thought of goals. Sorry I took forever.
Do me a favor, wrap up your goal and then also wrap up into your last statement, your last thing for the weight thing, all of it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's really it as far as like my goal goes. I mean, to my last statement, I just, there is genuinely zero stopping me about this. Like, I don't really care what mental barriers at this point I have to plow through, what workouts I have to do, how crazy I need to go in regards to getting to where I need to get to, because in my head at this point, I just have to. I don't, it's a weird thing to just like, no, this is like the thing you have to do. This is the thing I have to do. And so there isn't, there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting there. It's never easy to want happiness. I mean, it is easy to want happiness. It's never easy to achieve it because there's a lot of work to get there. I'm going to put that work to get there, period.
True. That's I think that's words that like anybody who's currently going through it and like needs any kind of motivation is like, listen, you've come this far. Let's go a little further. Do one more rep. Do one more thing.
I want to take the word motivation out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
If I can do this, if I can get to nearly 100 pounds lost in the span of 6 months, if Juan can do 40 in the span of like 3 or 4, you can do it. Like, it's just a matter of your own discipline, right? Put your headspace where you need to be, discipline yourself to do the needful, period. And do it for yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, for me, it's I think it's very often when we start going down these journeys, you have your good days, you have your bad days, and it's very easy to forget why the fuck you started doing this to begin with. For me, it's never forget why you got here. Why did we start? Why am I going to the gym? Why am I doing this? What made me get to the point where I decided I needed to start working out again? Do I want to go back to the point where I was before I started all this? And that's my drive. So my thing to everyone who's on the journey, who's trying to figure it out, trying to search for that motivation or search for the thing that keeps you doing it every day, right? Like, don't forget what got you here. Stay determined and keep your goal top of mind. because you can very easily take that day off, but you know, one day off can set you back a lot, right? Even on your rest day where you're not going to do something, right? Be smart, right? Like have a cheat meal, but have just a cheat meal. Don't have a cheat day. Don't have a full day of eating like crap. You know, treat yourself to something good while you're having that, right? But like keep the goal in mind and don't lose it. All that to say, we had a fucking great episode. I think this was great. This was great feedback from the people. I think, am I wearing pants? No, Tom. Why would I wear pants, Tom? Things don't change. I'm not wearing pants right now. I don't wear pants to work. I'm sitting at my desk. This is it. This is life. This is what I do. I want to first and foremost thank literally every single one of you who stuck it out. And for some of you, this is week 2 for y'all. And some of y'all, this is week 1. And for the week 1ers, fucking thank you. I'm so glad you're here for this journey with us. And the week 2ers, y'all are ride or dies. Y'all the OGs. Y'all still hold it down. We watching you. We see you. You're doing the damn thing. I want to say to those who are still on, there is a very, very special and important episode that is going to happen December 1st. Hear me the hell out. Our 10, count it, 10th episode anniversary episode.
The 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
Right?
Right? That's how it works, right? 10th episode is our 10th anniversary. What does that mean? I'm about to tell you what this means. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. The entire episode is a fan tribute to everyone. We're not giving anything away. We might give something away. That's not a bad idea. There could be a Tumblr in someone's future here.
Juan's virginity.
My manflower could be up for a giveaway. Fellas, wait. So we could so it's a fan appreciation episode. So what does that mean? We are going to take the entire episode, and we are going to randomly we're going to ask everyone who watches to send us your email, and we will randomly send invites for you to join the show. You will get 15 minutes on this show with us to just shoot the shit, to talk about whatever thing. We're going to have random questions for you. You're going to ask them. You're going to ask us questions. We're going to answer them, maybe. And then we're going to drop you and kick you the hell off the show and move on.
I do want to say this. It's okay to give us your email. We're not using it for any kind of analytics. We are not nearly smart for that. We literally need your email to send you the Zoom invite.
Just send you the invite. That's all. That's the only reason. But yeah, so stay in for that. December 1st, that's that episode. It's going to be fantastic. I'm kind of really hyped for it, to talk about what we have in store for next episode. Episode 3, we might shift this one. Mm-hmm. I don't think I want to shift this one. I think we're going to keep it the way it is. We're going to get real. Our next episode is on culture and race. Nabil's a minority. I'm a minority. We have different sides of the world that our love-hate comes from, and we want to talk through it. And when I say culture and race, one of the things is, you know, us Black folk, we got a lot of traditions and things that we do, and there's some things that we do I love, and some things we do we hate, and we're going to talk about it. I also want to talk about, you know, how we are perceived in this world. I mean, there's, if 2020 taught us anything, is that there's a lot of shit that was underlying that really didn't kind of come up to the forefront, that kind of made it, you know, bright-eyed to the rest of the world, right? Nabil has his trials and tribulations being Jordanian, right? Like there's a lot of ignorance from Americans in that, and we're going to talk about it. So next episode is going to get a little deep. Much like our weight loss journey got a little sentimental, we're going to get deep and ruffle some feathers, man. We're going to talk about some real shit.
And we'll have ruffles.
And we're going to eat ruffles on the show.
Loudly.
Just crunch, so hard.
Hard.
Crunch. We're gonna fuck some ruffles up. But that's next episode. That'd be episode 3. Episode 4. We hinted about it last week. Movie review. Nabil's gonna have to watch Top Gun in all of its glory because he's never seen it. I gotta watch.
Juan's gonna watch Draft Day and all
horrible.
the glory. It's a legendary movie.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Ron, you're in the chat. Tell him about how I took you to the midnight release of Draft Day.
Let's not even go down that. But I'm gonna watch Draft Day and we're gonna talk about it on the next episode. It's gonna be fantastic. And then after that, we're gonna have our first series on this show. We're gonna do an entire 3-part series on relationships, the 3 different aspects of it. One first episode will be friend relationships, right? Like I am a person as an only child. My friends that I allow in my inner circle are like family to me. They are my family. I mean, Nabil, his whole family. I mean, Branya, Maya, Alex, your mom, Robbie, the whole damn gang. Ruba,
you like
Jamie,
coffee?
Would I love some? I've been asked for years, 1,000 times for coffee at his parents' house.
After the heaviest of meals, sweating.
Every time. Doesn't matter. Every time. But like no BS. Like my Pat, like Cecil. I mean, my family's in this chat right now. But like these people are my ride or die. Al, Tom. Like I mean, I feel like I just go on with names. But anyway, like that's important to me. And I think having an episode where we kind of talk through what it means to be a friend, what that relationship aspect means, what we look for in that, it is very important, and I think that should be kind of discussed. Episode 2, part 2 to that, we will talk about actual being in a relationship, female, male. We're going to have our female correspondent get on and kind of talk about relationships from her point of view. We'll have some questions for her. And we'll kind of go through that. Part 3 marries the two, because I think for anybody who just kind of gets into a relationship, even people who's been in a relationship for a long time, right? You have your family, your friends that you've had forever, right? And then you have this new person that comes into your life that you try to stress the importance of how they are in your heart. It's a hard thing marrying that and balancing those two things. So episode 3 will be a mixture of that and spooning. That's
what I was laughing at.
And the Hartmans are on. What's up, Aaron? You've been on the whole time.
Where there were 1,
bam,
2, now 3 Hartmans.
I'm coming.
Congrats.
I'm coming to watch the game this weekend. Turn up, hook 'em, Longhorns, baby. OU weekend. Whoop whoop. Anywho, that's the series, and I'm kind of excited for it. We're gonna need a guest for the first part of that, the friend thing. So throw your resumes out, boys and girls. Any fan you want to be a guest on it, come holler at your boy. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a blast. Nabil, anything you want to leave with the people with before I officially wrap?
Yeah, actually, one thing. So we did a lot of thanks that first episode. Thank everyone for being here. Thank you guys for subscribing. One more thanks that has to go out, and I would be remiss if I didn't say it. Actually goes to you. Little do you guys know on this, like Juan puts so much thought, so much effort into like what we could talk about producing this, the engagement. He will send me snaps, moments like before I'm about to go to the gym. Hey, check this out. Hey, what about this idea? All right, here's the show segment. What do you think about it? The amount of care and love that you're putting into this, man, I'm so proud of you. And like, this is so your baby. I want you to know that. Thank you for choosing me to be along on this ride, because you put a lot of heart into this. I am so grateful that I'm not responsible for having to put in the production and the segment that we have to talk about. The fact that you're doing all this, dude, it's really amazing.
I appreciate that, man.
You know, like everyone here, we love you. Thank you for that effort, dude. So that thanks goes to you. But that's it. I mean, I'm super excited for all of this. I enjoy us bullshitting and hanging out and doing all the things that we do, and cannot thank everyone here enough for sticking with us. I know it was a long one. I can't wait to talk to you guys again next week. Can't wait to talk to you guys after this.
Join us next week, guys. When again, the show wouldn't be shit without y'all. Y'all are the reason for it. And, you know, like I said last week, I'm going to leave you with these parting words, right? Not everybody, honestly, is worth your time. Some people are worth your time, but literally everybody is worth figuring that out. Y'all be easy, and we'll see y'all next week. See y'all.